Give me an example of one of those mistakes that you had creative license on, like something that you just kind of, took upon yourself to do that maybe you realized later it wasn't the best idea.
I still think it's a good idea, but like,
I like that.
I don't regret it.
I like that.
We had a crazy one, right, where we really wanted to launch like a shuttle from the airport. Because if you think about how Las Vegas works is, we have this useless monorail that doesn't connect to any casinos. But most people coming from the airport were going to the same 8 or 9 major casinos, MGM, Caesars, the Wynn, sort of like the Bellagio, the obvious ones.
Yeah.
And at the time, we just launched Uber Pool, and that's a second story. But we really wanted to launch like a Uber shuttle, right? So I think, 10, 15 people in a nice shuttle. So we went to the airport and we're like, hey, we want to launch this shuttle offering.
Right.
Like, you can't do that. Like, why not? And like, well, we run a public bidding process every 5 years for the limo licenses. And to do this, you need a limo license.
Like a medallion.
Yeah.
Okay.
A medallion, but also a medallion with the permission to have the slot at the airport, basically.
Got it. Yeah.
And they were like, when can we do that? Like, well, we, closed the bidding 6 months ago, so 4 years from now, right? And we're like, well, we sort of want to do this. So we sort of wrote up a proposal internally being like, hey, we want to buy a limo company with the permission to do this at the airport. The man, Travis, said, yes, here's $2 million, go buy a limo company. Basically, so we bought a limo company and just started sending the shuttles to the airport.
Okay.
And they started trying to arrest the shuttle drivers. They started calling us saying, you can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean we can't do that? We bought this limo company.
Right. You went through the proper channels.
Yeah. And they're like, you can't do that. You can't just buy your license. I'm like, why can't we just buy our license? Right.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like if a bar has a liquor license, you buy the bar, you buy the license too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, same logic.
But I think they were used to just like, no, you have to do it through us, basically, right? You have to get our permission to do that.
Okay.
But it was really cool because we hacked Uber Pool, made it so that 10 or 15 people could get on the shuttle. And, it made a lot of sense. It would bounce around the major casinos and pick up and drop off people.
So it worked for a little while.
It did.
Okay, so did they shut it down or what happened? Like when they interjected and said, no, you have to go through us.
They eventually shut it down, but now it's actually a concept that's live in a bunch of different cities for Uber. So I think they shut it down for a year or two, but now it's back in a bunch of different cities, which is pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah. So was that your idea? Or was that like
it was our local city team?
You're part of the group that came up with that?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. That's pretty cool.
But that sort of freedom was empowering, right? If you think about it.
For sure.
They were just like, go try it. Let's see what happens.